Alright, welcome back to the challenge series. Yes, this is still going. It's going to carry on until I actually finish the 2 years. As you see, we're now just started our second year. We're into early spring, first period early spring, the second year. I'm going to rush through some of these jobs a bit more than I have been. Oh, should really take that down. We've got hay here. We've got both hay and grass down there, and I think it only picks one of them up. In fact, I didn't pick. No, it doesn't pick both up. Yeah. What I remember of it, I used to just pick the one up. Well, I picked grass up anyway, so we're to take that out. Some more grass here. Right, what are we going to talk about today? Well, first thing is, because I am cutting down, as you know, to 3 series. I think there's plenty enough. Although I may just... Come on, get over that trigger. That's it. Just love these triggers, but stand slightly proud, but you can't see them. You know when you hit them. Well, we can put the grass into the cattle trough. That'll give them some grass, the first grass ahead since early winter, I believe, when it ran out, or may have lasted through till mid-winter. Because using seasons during the winter, when you can't put grass in, the waste changes from grass to hay. Hence I managed to get my bunker quite full. All we've got to do today is collect the eggs, clean this up, collect the eggs, and pump some water in to the trough. That's it. And in fact, talking about that, we might as well collect the eggs now. Oh, I ought to turn this off because it costs me money all the time. Well, I was thinking today again, we're still getting those phone calls from the con artists, which I know we will continue getting. You know, the one at the moment is BT. This is BT. We're going to cut your internet off by the end of the day if you do not do something about your internet, which is causing problems. Right. That wouldn't be so bad if I actually had someone real on the line. No, they're using these damned answer phone things, these automated messages. That's not playing the game. I can't have fun with them anymore. Oh, still one here. There's always one. Well, the only problem with that is I have never ever used BT for internet. Never. In my entire life. Yes, BT used to be the nationalised telecoms company, which it isn't anymore. We might as well pay it, or sell those and all, mightn't we? Look like that. Well, my history is quite straightforward for internet. When I first moved to the town I'm in, no broadband of course, and I wasn't really too worried about internet. And I was persuaded by my wife that it would probably be a good idea. This is days of dial-up. Oh, if you remember the days of dial-up. Well, I hunted around, didn't know anything about it, so I hunted around for a company, and I chose something called a company called World Online, no longer in existence. Now, their promise was that portion of their profits would go to charity. I don't know whether they ever sent anything to charity. I have no idea. But I do know I was perfectly happy with them. Although they've rented their lines from BT, they didn't use BT protocols. At the time, you might recall, if you're about then on dial-up, that about every 2 hours you were automatically cut off the internet. There was a shortage of bandwidth in those days. I'm talking back 20 years ago, maybe slightly longer, maybe 22, 24 years ago. there was a definite shortage of bandwidth. So to keep it under control, BT and all their wisdom cut you off every roughly 2 hours. And don't want any of that, so we have to put that in next door. Which was great if you realised and you weren't doing anything where you want to stay on for longer. The World Online didn't do that. So they had their own protocols. You could stay on as long as you like. It meant the phones couldn't be used, but that saves people phoning you up to try and sell you stupid things. Yes, I have a very sanguine attitude towards telesales or telephone sales. They should all be strung up by a certain part of the anatomy, especially by the males anyway, and until they're sorry for what they're doing. And certainly for the managing directors, even when they say they're sorry, they should be left up there for another couple of months. Yeah. I'm not vindictive, you understand. Anyway, World Online was taken over by Tiscali, or Tiscali as they like to call themselves. I forget who owns them. I think is it Talk owns them now. They were possibly the worst provider, well, certainly the worst provider I have ever used, and the worst I've heard of. They lied through their teeth. They banned you from the forums for the slightest possible criticism of their service. I'll give you some for instance. As I said on World Online, we weren't cut off every 2 hours. No, Tiscali, they decided they used the BT thing, but slightly modified. It wasn't every 2 hours, it was anywhere between 1 and 2 hours you'd be cut off. No, it meant you couldn't actually plan anything. At least every 2 hours with the BT system, you could plan to, after 1 hour 55 minutes, just log off and then log back in again, and you'd be fine. But if you're trying to game, yes, I used to game on dial-up. If you're trying to game, it's impossible. You don't know when the cut-off's coming. Apart from the fact that dial-up was hopeless anyway for gaming, but that's another story. Well, that's it. Get that off. God, you noisy beggar. Alright, try not to hit him. No, I contacted them, didn't get any joy of why all of a sudden, at fairly regular intervals, my internet was failing. I wasn't used to it. No answer at all. This was typical Tiscali. All the service I had, so I got on their forums, and I just put a post in. Why are you putting in a automatic cut-off? Which is what I'd heard it was. That someone come back, no we're not. So I then put back, well if you're not, why is my internet failing every regular intervals? In which case I got banned for a day. It was a slight criticism I'd given them. So I got back after that 24-hour ban and asked it. By this time the post had been deleted. That's the other thing they used to do. They used to delete posts all the time. So I got back in touch with them the next day, started a new post off, and I got banned for 2 days because I was raising something they'd already covered. Well, when I got back after 2 days, I was getting a little bit waspy by then. I contacted them again, or went onto the forums again. It's a waste of time trying to contact them because they'd never answer. I contacted them again, and this time I managed to get a full week's ban. Got back again, and other people were starting to complain by now. I was only banned from posting on there. I wasn't banned from looking at the post, but I could see other people were beginning to complain. And after a lot of work. We finally managed to get them to admit they were putting in a cut-off, an auto cut-off. Now Cavalier also had a problem. They never had enough bandwidth themselves to even run a dial-up system. They were quite hopeless. What was the other thing we had with them? Oh yeah, because that was... Oh, that's right, MAC codes. You remember MAC codes? If you live in Britain, and of that area, you remember them. You need them if you want to change providers. You had to get the MAC code from the old provider before a new one could take you on. They would never give out the MAC codes, or very rarely. I know of several people who had to take them to court to get the MAC codes out of them. This was illegal, but no one bothered to do anything. Now, if anybody here remembers Cavalier, you will understand the frustration I had. So when broadband finally came to this, and there was a small list of about half a dozen firms who were going to be providing this, I looked for them. Oh boy, did I look for them. Didn't know any of them. Luckily, Cavalier wasn't amongst them, if I remember correctly. I knew BT who were amongst them, but I didn't fancy BT. So I done the obvious thing, of course. No, I didn't actually check up on all the companies to find out what users were saying about them. I picked the one at the bottom of the list, because they're in alphabetical order, and chose that. And there ends... That's my brilliant time I had ever since, and this was 20 years ago, well, about 15 years ago I suppose now. I joined Zen, and I have not regretted it for one moment. They have always answered my queries. I've had so little problems with them that when fibre came, I upgraded to fibre. I got a free upgrade from the original broadband to broadband 2, which took you from, I think, 1 meg to 8 meg. They gave me a free upgrade on that then. So I went to fibre with them as soon as they could offer that. They're not the cheapest by any means, but the service I get from, and the fact that I could log in and I know I'm going to have internet. We so much so we have a phone with them. I know it sounds like an advert, but I will tell you that Sen also, when I was playing Enemy Online, and when we decided to start that up, because we were all Zen customers originally, they supplied us with servers and all kinds of little goodies to help us out, and forums. And we had one or two of their management was playing with the team at the time. And they were a great help on that. We were certainly at our end of the table, our end of the ladder, near the bottom. We were probably the only team to be sponsored. And they didn't put any restrictions on. We had that A1 disk space, the best you could get. The stuff they've charged big companies quite a bit of money for, and they gave us an unlimited supply of it. Brilliant. Anyway, that's enough about that. You know, I got that off my chest. It's one of the things that I will change a lot of things, but one thing I have no intention of changing in the foreseeable future is my broadband provider. And I say I've never ever been with BT, but they're all convinced that it's BT that's calling me. BT actually has nothing to do with the line. It's a subsidiary of BT, but it's not BT. It's an arm's length subsidiary called OpenReach that in Britain runs the network. Anyway, we'd say we got rid of that, and I think actually, look at that, we got 6,500. I can actually repay another 5,000. And I want to fast forward time where, yeah, we're only halfway through an episode, so I'm going to drop this over here somewhere. We fast forward time to the next day. There's not a lot else we can do today. Just got to try and get this in position ready. What have we got left there? Oh no, we have done that, so we've done the maintenance on here. Right, let's fast forward. Can we do it yet? No, not quite there yet. Must be no. Yes, we are. Skip night. We go to dawn. I don't want it too dark. It'll be fairly dark anyway for you now. Let's have a look, see what. We've got another 22 eggs to collect. Got a clean out and some par fold. We'll probably make this an episode. That'll be 2 days. That'll be the early part of spring, because there shouldn't be any grass until the next period. No, there isn't. That's all just showing us growing at the moment. Let's get the eggs first. We'll put the torch on. No, as good mates do, said I mustn't go in here in case I stand on one of the eggs and break it. Shouldn't go in here when it's dark. He's probably correct. Hello, Blackie. He's probably very correct, but do I take any notice? Of course I flaming don't. Now with that, I find myself trying not to walk into the chickens. He's just got me paranoid now, Stu. Let's see if we've got that done. What? Huh? Of course, there's one left somewhere. No, always in the hedge. Ah, there it is. Is it? Yes, there it is. We've got them. Right, let's get out of here and try not to run over too many chickens. 5 days like that, we'd be back selling some more eggs for another few hundred. No, we want to sell off. Are we? Of course, it's because we have actually picked up 2 days, got 2 days milk. We can repay 10,000. 50,000 to go, guys. That's all. I'm sorry for those who think a lot of these episodes are too dark. I need to do it when I can in the course of the day, and you do get a lot more dark days too with seasons. Get that up, because although the sun will be out, it's not out at the moment. Are we picking this lot up? Well, most of it. This should be grass now, straightforward grass. So cows can have a bit more grass. Look, all lucky them. I bet they're happier about that. Whoa. I bet I'm not so happy about my driving. Didn't pick a little bit up there for some reason. Ah, we got it now. Whoa. Now we're putting a couple of bucketfuls of TMR. I think we've probably got an episode. And then we'll move on another day, which will, next one will be mid-spring, first part of mid-spring. And where we should just about have the first lot of grass ready, I hope. Yeah, look, I've got 7% grass now. Called Lucky Cows. Well, those who haven't heard, I am cutting down the number of series. This is going until winter this coming year. And I'm going to rush through a bit more on this time round for this year. Everybody, I think it's in every job. And I should just point out what I'm actually doing here for those who don't know. It's a little challenge I set myself. This is the Newbie farm on ep38 by Cavalier. Now, he's nerfed silage. And I wondered whether it's possible to, with what he gives you, which is 20 cows, enough bales to feed them for a couple of years, and about all the equipment is leased, so get rid of all the leased stuff. And I was just wondering if it's possible to survive by having to buy all the stuff at the start with what little equipment you've got. I sold off, and only using vanilla DLCs and a couple of mod packs. One of them was straw add-on, and the other one was a Massey pack. I haven't used anything at the Massey pack, and I don't think I used anything at the straw pack either. This tractor came at the Modern Classics pack, which is an excellent pack. If you're still using 17, you haven't bought that, buy it. It has some excellent bits of kit in it. Oh, mind you, don't buy it if you want massive prairie farming. You will be most upset trying to use it in the other. But small farm, excellent kit. This tractor does everything for me. The only tractor I've got. And I don't need another one. It's powerful enough for me to be able to use it on my own. What I look for, someone that's powerful enough just to mow, use a single front mower and forage wagon at the same time. This does it brilliantly. Has front loader capabilities, because 3 points front and rear was a must as well, and this has it all, and it's reasonably fast. I would have used the JCB, but it failed to the fact it can't use front loaders. And you see, and because you start off with quite a deck, because you have to buy every bit of equipment. And that's what I'm trying to do, is to pay off the debt in 2 years. See, we're down to 50,000. We were over 200,000 when we started. And of course, at the start, you got so much debt that the interest is hurting. I'll do another bucket load, and I think we're just about at the end of an episode. Forget how many episodes we've done now, but it's a lot. This is a long running series which is going to finish once I get through to winter, or probably towards the end of winter of the second year. But you see, we are beginning to run out of TMR now, which will cause us problems. We have some hay up the top and some straw bar, and we will have silage, but I'm trying not to use the silage. The silage I need to sell for not very much money. As I say, silage has been nerfed. Well, it's not as bad as he's done on Riverview, on the hard on Riverview, which is the 19 map. But silage I think roughly back, but he's nerfed everything else. I love Cavalier. He does like to make it difficult. He just like to give you a challenge. Let's see what we're like now. Well, I think, look at that. When we're probably there. We're not quite. We will do another one. We've got time. And we may just do the water as well. Then that should be an episode. We should have run out of time by then. In fact, we do the water, then come back with one bucket full. To go in the into the cattle. Roy Starcher said there was 20 cattle, and they're bred now. I think we've got 22 now. Only breed during the summer. Remember, this is seasons. It would be a lot easier not using seasons because I'd get an extra mow of grass, an extra lot of silage every year. I'd never run out of grass for the cattle. A lot easier. But I prefer it this way. Yes, I'm an idiot. In fact, I'm not allowed to buy anything else now until I have paid off the debt. Means that the obvious thing to do would be to buy another field. But I've closed that loophole. Was suggested I cut the trees and do that, but that means at least leasing more equipment, and I don't want to do that either. In fact, I don't like forestry. Trying to play it reasonably properly too by shutting the gates whenever I go into a field. Especially if you take this field here with the cattle on. Now you will notice when we get to it, with grass for the cattle, I'm mowing the sheep pen. I've got no sheep, so I can mow that, but I leave that gate open. And because the last mow out the sheep pen every year, last day of autumn, that goes into the bunker ready to turn into silage when we get enough. Oh, that's going down a bit. And a couple of seasons, instead of 6 days on 17 animal food, you only get 3 days. Not the way, Bessie. I think they're getting ready to make a mass escape. Better get that a bit closer. Less chance of them escaping. I know, they can't escape, they're not allowed to. But let me dream. I should be putting the brake on every time, of course. With the tractor, but can't do everything. To save money, because I have no pressure wash, so the muck on every bit of equipment's at maximum. And I've got dirty rain installed, so even when it rains, it doesn't clean anything. I like seeing my equipment a little bit mucky. I almost sort of an awfully bad taste joke there, which will probably get me thrown off YouTube, so I won't tell it. Yeah, some of you would like to see me thrown off YouTube, but not quite yet. You can actually, in the game, sell slurry, but there's no small slurry tank in either any of the DLCs or in the vanilla equipment, so that's out of the question. But we can sell manure, and I put that down to course play. I have a course set up to get a bucket full at one end and tip it into the grinder or fermenter at this end. Oh, that's full. I think everything there is in tickly-boo condition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this back, put this back into the start position for cleaning out the muck, and I think we just fast forward another day, and that's where we're ended today. See what we've got then tomorrow. We know the cattle, except the fact they want some grass, we can leave them tomorrow if necessary. And just hop out. Fast forward another day. That should do it. Dawn on good old Dawn, she's a good girl. And there we have some more solid milk, not quite enough to take off anymore. So what we got? Well, cleanliness has got to be done. We will do that tomorrow. Got another 22 eggs. It looks like that's what we get each day. That's where it stops. So it'd be better off to do it twice. And the grass is ready to first fertilise to get up to the third level, then mow. So that's our job for the next couple of days, to fill up the bunker. So with that, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, please consider leaving a like. If you're not a subscriber, go on, subscribe, and I might as well collect the eggs for some here. If he's there anymore, we can pick them up. Oh yeah. If you're not a subscriber, go on, subscribe. You know you really want to. Oh, I'd like to have you here, just to keep an eye on you. The authorities need to know where you are, so if you're subscribed here, we've got you well tabbed. That's probably lost half my subscriber base. Kuzum is, or as good as Kuzum's been villains. Mind you, probably true, Stu is a subscriber. Oh yeah, I think with that I bet it's finished. So, any comments, questions, queries, suggestions, feel free to post them in the comments section. I do read everyone. I try and reply to everyone. One egg left. Now, where is it? Oh yeah, so I think that's about it. Except to say, remember saying cheerio for now. Cheerio.